I told you, Bart Dickinson has a mountain of shoes here from Top Shoes. Bart, always great to see you, man.
Good.
So wow, this is a lot of shoes, but this is kind of what we see when we walk in a store. They're a little neater.
Yeah. This is just kind of a visual. You might go into a store and be overwhelmed with all the selection, and you might just go, "Hey, I like that one. I'm gonna buy that color. That's the one I want." Well, that's not the way to do it.
Right.
Also, this could be an example of your closet at home. Maybe you've bought a ton of shoes and none of them worked. That's where we want to make a difference at Top Shoes. When you come in, the process starts with analysis. You know, we have lots of equipment that we can analyze your feet with, from pressure to arch height to the way that we walk, doing gait analysis. But the number one problem is fit. We want to make sure that you get fitted, and whether it's stubbornness, hard-headedness, lack of knowledge, people do not fit themselves correctly. You know, buying what you bought last year or 5 years ago, or sending your spouse out to get you a pair of shoes, or buying online, that's not the way to go.
Right.
You're going to end up with a closet like this.
Because you end up with this. And listen, I know folks watching, me too. We've bought shoes that we fell in love with in the store, and then 2 weeks later they were in this pile.
Right. And so, you know, we don't just sell shoes, we sell fit. We match your foot with the shoe. Now, not everybody wants to do exactly what we suggest, but we try to get you in that path because it makes a big difference. And for instance, when we get shoes in, we dismantle them, we cut them apart, we look at how they're made, we look at the amount of arch they have.
Look at that. There.
And we, you know, what a lot of the information you get from the websites for these companies, they're in the business to sell shoes. It's a marketing company. They don't always get it right. So we want to make sure that what they're saying is correct, and so we want to prove it ourselves. So we
do an autopsy.
We do an autopsy, and we make sure that, and that's how we can tell from being in business over 40 years. You know, we have a lot of shoe knowledge and a lot of foot knowledge, and we can match those two things together and make a marriage of your shoe with the right, with your foot and the right shoe together.
And sure, let's face it. You know, shoes are not always inexpensive, right? And you want to buy the right shoe, and you want to buy the right fit. So if you're gonna go spend the money on a nice pair of shoes, you want them to fit. You want them to last.
Yeah, don't just go off recommendation of your friend or your family member. You make sure that it's right for you, because what's right for them is different for you, and that's why they make so many different shoes. It's not necessarily they make them for color, they make them because the way that they're structured, and that's what you got to get the mindset of, is I'm going to get the right structure for my foot, not necessarily the right color or the right, you know, brand or anything like that. You want to make sure
they come in different colors, so you don't have to fall in love with the one on the wall.
Exactly.
Yeah. You said something right before we came on there that was fascinating to me, that if you do buy shoes occasionally online or perhaps at a lower end retailer, you might not be getting this hoka that you think you're getting, right?
Yeah, a lot of times when we're getting actual letters from the manufacturer saying, beware, tell your consumers to beware of buying products from these websites, and they might have a list of 50 websites, because number one, they're fictitious. You send them your payment, you never get product. We've heard that 50 times a week. Number two is there are fictitious shoes. They may say Hoka, they may say Brooks, they may say different names on them, but they're just knockoffs. You got to realize that there's corruption in factories, and there's people making knockoff, you know, cosmetics, knockoff perfumes. They make knockoff shoes.
Everything.
I mean, it's just knockoffs, and so you're not getting what you think you're getting. Yeah, you're getting a great price, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't even get anything at all. You end up, you know.
Right. But the old axiom is true that if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Right. And so, you know, we're selling original. You know, you're going to get original, authentic, brand name equipment when you come to our store, and you're going to get professional service and professional fit. And if that means something to you, then shop local, shop with
Yeah,
local businesses. If it doesn't, you know, take a chance and roll the dice.
Yeah, well, there's a reason you've been around as long as you have, and people trust you like they trust you. Tell folks about the location.
So we got 4 locations in the state, Hot Springs, Little Rock, Rogers. Our main location is in Benton. That's where we have the most selection, right off Interstate 30. If you're coming out of Little Rock, take exit 121. It's right there on the service road. Like I said, we've been there since the 80s, so come see us. And
that's where Bart is, too.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's where I live.
You want a personal fitting.
That's right.
Bart will be there for you. Thanks you always educate us about this stuff, and I really, really do appreciate it. How many people do we need to help you get all the shoes back to the car?
I can
You
carry
got a
them.
wheelbarrow?
I got a wheelbarrow, yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Appreciate
All right.
it. Coming up after the break, Tipton and Hurst is in the kitchen. Boy, they got some beautiful stuff, too. Back after this on Good Morning Arkansas. Thanks for watching.